Guys, today we are going to be doing the primer ball. We're going to do the primer bulb on the Stihl BG56C blower. That's all the customer wanted me to do. He says that it starts and runs. It's just hard to start. It takes a lot of cranking because you can't prime it. So first thing we're going to do is pop this air filter cover off. This plastic piece out. The air filter out. There we go. We'll clean that up. It's just going to make it easier to get to. We're going to take, there's 3 T27 Torx. The Stihl's got a tool. It's got the torque on the end of it, spark plug socket on the other end of it, 9/16 on another end of it. We'll just use that. That's what we use to take it out. This just pulls straight out. No big deal. Before we get into doing this carburetor, we're going to give her a good rinse off with some carb cleaner. We got to remove the carburetor. We got to take this apart too. We don't want any of the dirt getting in it, so we're going to give her a good rinse off right quick. We're going to go ahead and remove these 2 8mm nuts. Once we got them off, we're going to remove this air filter assembly. Alright. Might have to split that too. Let's see if we can get this to break free. There we go. I'll be able to get this out. No, it's gonna. I'm gonna have to. All right. 3 T27 screws. Pop the handle apart. Get down on the table so none of the parts fall out of the handle. Just get the handle off. That way everything is still connected. And we want the throttle to come out. So it should pull straight up. Oh, look, it just disconnected right there. That just pulls straight out of it. Fine, that's perfect. And we're going to pull this straight out. And it's still in this side. We're just trying to get this out enough to where we can actually get to all the bolts. It's all we're trying to do. It's just so we can get to these 4 bolts. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off again real quick. So I didn't get to that side very well. That's pretty good. Alright, so you got 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws. Take those 4 screws out. Careful, you know, it's going to want to come apart. It's not a big deal. I'll even show you how this hooks back in. But right now, we're just trying to get this metal piece separated from the white piece. Get that primer ball out. New primer ball in. And then we're going to reconnect this to the white piece. Please pushing the primer ball on, and then we're going to put our 4 bolts through. We'll just start with 2 bolts, and then we're going to line it up to the carburetor and get it back onto that. Get the other 2 started in, and then we're going to tighten from this one to this one, this one to this one. We're just going to keep cross pattern, slowly getting them slowly tightened and get them down on. I promised. So this throttle arm, you're going to go like this. You're going to get it lined up with the hole. It just slides in the hole and then turns just slightly, and that's where it sits. So you got to try to hold that in position while you slide this carburetor back on. All the way back in, and it'll be like this. So it's going to sit in there like this, and then you're going to hook up this end right to this, Kind of a pain in the ass with freaking one hand. There, it just slides right in it like that. And you know, if you hold this, you'll see that that's working properly. All right, now so that we don't lose any of these parts, we're going to put the handle on first, and that'll hold everything right in place like it's supposed to go. All right, three screws for that. T27s. And tighten them down. We're going to go ahead and slide this air filter assembly back on. And then it's the two 8mm nuts that go on. They're in here. Put it up between my legs like this so that you can get the 8mm started. So that way you just got to set them on top and get them to turn just a little bit, and then they're started because it's tight fit in there. Just set the nut on top. It'll even cock over a little bit, but you can straighten it with your finger, and then you just turn your finger and boom, look, it started. There we go. It started now. All right, same with this one. Just gonna set it on top as best we can, like that. We're gonna use our finger and just slowly turn it until boom, it started. All right, then 8mm, tighten them both down. Filter, we're gonna blow off with air. Spray it off with carb cleaner, but then you gotta set it out in the sun and let it sit for, you know, an hour, half an hour, however long it takes for it to dry off. Set the air filter back in place like that, and then we're gonna blow off whatever this little contraption thing is here. Go ahead and set this in like this. All right, let's go ahead and get the recoil on it now. I'd unplugged this earlier. Just for getting the, I unplugged this earlier, just for getting the throttle in. So we're going to replug that one back in. Set the recoil back in place. 3 T27s back in place. Tighten them down. The filter cover goes back on. All right, and then we're going to give this thing a prime, see if it starts priming up. Now, he diagnosed this. I would have just put a new carburetor, fuel lines, and everything on it, but he just wanted a primer ball. It's not really priming, is it? Trying to. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, he might be all right. All right, folks. Sometimes it works. Let's see if it runs. Alright, wants to run, but it isn't running. So the next video will be how to adjust the carburetor on this. But as far as the primer ball goes, that's how you do that job. If this helped you out in any way, shape, or form, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Again, I'll put all the parts in the description below. Today's t-shirt will be in the description below as well. If you guys want to do any advertising on my channel, message me. Peace.